everyone, and welcome to the 5th episode of the Cara's Knitting Corner knitting podcast. This is my podcast where I share what I'm working on, my finished objects, generally or currently in just knitting, but I also crochet, and I will hopefully spin more again soon so I can share some spinning projects with you. And just generally I also share a bit about my life and what's going on. I'm very sorry to say that it's a bit later this time that I publish again, because I had all my exams and my presentations at uni in the last couple of weeks, and it was my birthday yesterday. And also I had an exam on my birthday, which was not the most fun, but now I'm done at least. And that's why I'm a bit late. I also want to talk about the giveaway that I hosted in the last episode. We only had one entry under the video from the English podcast. There were a lot more in the German one, but I wanted it to be totally fair, so I included the English comment in the draw for giveaway winners by just adding a comment myself underneath the German video, which was like a placeholder for the one comment under the English video. And thus it was basically in the draw, even though the comment picker website that I used only was able to draw from one video, but I put a comment there to act as the English comment basically. I hope that makes sense, otherwise I can tell you in more detail in the comments. And that comment was not drawn. Instead, there was a giveaway winner from the German podcast, Karin Meyer. And I think she only watches the German podcast. So if you do see it, Karin, congratulations, you are the winner. And I will definitely host a giveaway at some point again in the future. So if anyone from the English podcast wants to join again, then I'd be very happy. I will always include you in the draw as well, even if there's way fewer comments. And I will always figure out a way to pull from 2 videos, even though it's a bit more difficult. First of all, I want to share what I am wearing, which is a knitted object. I'll stand up to show you. This is my Ripple crop top, which is designed by Jessie Maed. And it is knit from Atelier Citron Unisono, which is a German sport weight 100% merino yarn. And it's the colorway Dunkelrot, which basically translates to dark red, and it also has a bunch of numbers to make clear what color it is, as industrial yarns most of the time have. But I don't remember those, and I don't think it's too important. But it's a really nice summer t-shirt. It's a bit colder this time than last time I recorded, so it's not too warm in this. And I like wearing it on these in-between summer, spring days. And I really like the color and the fit, and I'd like to make another one at some point. I also have some finished objects this time, even though I did not have as much knitting time, at least at home, as I would have liked to. But I had a lot of knitting time in the train when I was going to uni. And so I knit some self-striping socks, which are always really nice because I just knit them plain vanilla, stockinette all over, and I do an afterthought heel and a normal toe. The afterthought heel is great because it doesn't disrupt the stripes, but also because I only put it in at the end, and then I can just knit and knit and knit while I'm at uni, and then deal with the toe and heel later, on the train. This is the first pair I finished. This is from a German hand dyer called Nicole Mendez. I think she's fairly popular, even farther than Germany, in the US. Some people have her yarn. And this is her strong sock, which is not merino, it's just a normal superwash wool sock yarn. And the colorway is coffee break, which I really like because I drink a lot of coffee, and so I enjoy having coffee themed colorways. And the second pair of stripy socks that I finished is from yarn from another German hand dyer. The rest of the sock is knit the same way as the one I just showed you. And this is StrickiStracki, which again, German hand dyer, who does self-striping yarn. And this is one of her club colorways from April 2020, so it's not repeatable. But I really like it. It's really bright stripes, and they're going back and forth, not just repeating this, but going back and forth, basically. and it's really bright colors and I really like them. And again with the Afterthought heel, and here I try to like turn the colors around. So on one you see the like blues, and on the others you see the orange and pink on the leg. So maybe not the most exciting finished object, but I do have some exciting projects. I unearthed my Stephen West Twists and Turns mystery knit along again, after putting it away when I hated working on the twisted stitches in cables section, which is like these really, really long brown, in my case, like stripes or strips of knitting with these cables in twisted rib. They were a pain to do, and you'd have to do 2 of them and just knit those strips and then do this section. So I had done everything else up until that point, knit one of these sections, then did this section, even though it's supposed to be done later, just because I didn't want to start the second brown stripe or strip. And then I started the brown strip and hated knitting it so much that I just put it away half finished, or not even half finished, the strip. And now, month and month later, I picked it up again, finished the brown strip, finished the next section, and now I'm on the last section. I've already done the twisted rib there, and now I just need to finish this, and then I'll have it done. After I weave in all the ends, of course. But that makes me really happy. This is knit with Lanas colors, which is like a German hand dyer on Etsy, in like a pure merino fingering weight. And it's going to be like a gigantic shawl. And I'm not a big shawl knitter. I'm not a big shawl wearer either. So I'll see if I gift it to someone or maybe swap it for yarn. If anyone's interested, let me know. But yeah, I'm just happy to have picked it up again and to have it probably finished next week. That's like the goal. I also want to show you like designs that I'm working on currently. I think I've shown it before. Wrong bag. And that's my Tentacular Socks. So this is my version. The first one's finished. This I've shown you before. It has like tentacles on it. My version is knit plain stockinette in colorwork. But you can also do it with like some pearls, and I'll show you how those look. I've started the second one, and I hope to work on it a bit more in the next couple of days and weeks. But I also want to show you the version that my mom knit for me, which is the second version of the pattern, which doesn't just have like some tentacles, but like a full octopus with tentacles, which looks like this. And she also did the version with the pearl texture. And this mimics the like the suction cups on the octopus, on the tentacles, the ones that they suction onto stuff with. And I did like a pearl texture here to mimic that. And I really like it. It has some bubbles up here. They're really long because the chart is very long. So if you want shorter socks, you need to do the just tentacles version, which you can also do with the pearls. I have charts for this without pearls, this with pearls, the tentacles without pearl stitches, and the tentacles with pearl stitches. So a lot of options. And this is what it looks like from the side. And if you want to see how the octopus looks from the front, this is what it looks like on my hand. So I think this is a really cool pattern, and I'm happy to have it out very soon. I'll let you know in the community tab when it comes out. I really like quirky designs like this, so that's very, very me. And I also have started a new project, which is like a very simple hat. Why am I knitting on a very warm hat in summer? Because it's black yarn. This is like a local 100% alpaca from a local farm. And I picked this up on like a farming agriculture show that I went to with my husband. And yeah, because it's black, I want to knit on it in summer when there's daylight in the evening still. I think it would be such a pain to do it in winter. And this hat is the Y.A.S hat by Jasmine Davis. And I've chosen that one because you do the crown increases first, and then you can just knit and knit and knit and knit and stockinette until you reach the end of your yarn basically. And then you fold over the brim to the length that you like. You can either have it just double folded and it like folds in and goes all the way to here, Or I think you can also, if you have enough yarn, do like a folded brim, but the folded brim is like double layered too, so you have 4 layers in total. I'll see how much yarn I have for which way I will fold it in the end. But this is just like a simple, when I'm watching a movie with my husband, I knit on this project because I can knit stockinette blindly and it doesn't bother me that it's black and it's just very simple knitting. I also have started another pair of stripy socks because I really enjoy them at the moment, and this is actually the 3rd German hand dyer that we have. So in this video I showed you yarn from all 3 German hand dyers. There's not more, to my knowledge at least. There might be like a very small one on like Etsy or something, but I've searched and I don't think there is anyone else. So like not a lot of stuff to choose from, but I do love the 3 hand dyers that we do have. And this one is Danielas Wolltopf, who makes really, really beautiful self-striping yarn. And she winds them into gobstoppers too, which I adore. And just like, we don't just generally have 3 hand dyers, we have 3 self-striping hand dyers in Germany. That's what I mean. And this is a colorway Steingarten 2.0, which is like a stone garden. And I love it. It's like speckled all over and it's totally beautiful. I ordered more yarn from her last week because I need more stripy yarn. And I also ordered a lot of stripy yarn from the US because I currently have a friend in the US who is visiting, and she will be there for a couple of weeks still. And she offered to bring back home to me yarn that I order in the US. So I'm shopping the D-stashes, shopping Etsy and stuff, and I'll have a bunch of American different hand dyer self-striping yarn, and especially on different bases like sport weight and yak merino, and that's something we don't have in Germany. Like our self-striping dyers mainly dye on the normal merino or just wool like sock bases, not sport weight or anything, and not stellina or yak merino or anything like that. So really excited to get a hold of that. And I also have one last project that I started today because I went to like a little yarn show today. And I bought this bag there, which I think is really beautiful with these like dragonflies on it. And I started a new summer top. So not quite like this one, but also like a t-shirt that I can wear in summer. And this one is in a really beautiful yak merino, which I do very much like yarn. And I only started, like I cast on it and knit like 3 rows on it. But I love the color. It's this like really, really bright pink. And I bought it today at the show, and this was on sale because she's getting a new very similar base. So she was getting rid of this one for very cheap, so I felt good about buying some yarn there. And I started it right away because it's really beautiful and I want to finish this while it's still summer. And this is Frau Wolldrachen and her yak merino 50 grams, but this is like the old base, it'll be replaced. But like really beautiful color and lovely yarn. It's like a sport weight. And the top it will be is the So Ruffle top by Yvette Kim Designs. And it's like has a little ruffle on the bottom, which is why I've had to cast on 400 stitches, which I don't enjoy. But it's a really beautiful top. And that's it for my project that I'm currently working on. As I said, I'm very happy to have finished my exams now, so I can relax for the next couple of weeks. I have 4 weeks actually of totally like free time, like no work, no uni, which hasn't happened since I began studying. It was always that either I had to work or I had to do stuff for uni, like take exams and stuff. But because all the exams were very early this year, which stressed me out, but now I'm done, I have 4 weeks free, which amazing. I'll work on my designs. I have some like papers to write for uni, but that's something I can do on the side. And I'm just really excited to have a lot of time right now, and we'll use it for designs and stuff, but also just to relax and knit, and that's awesome. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry that the English comment didn't win, but well, I hopefully will have another giveaway at some point. And I wish you all a great week and or more like an amazing weekend. It's going to be the weekend. And I'll see you next time, hopefully. Bye!